Get through the morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jodie and Hazy on Nova.
Well, Hazy, normally we like to be a little bit upbeat on the podcast. However, this time around, we're talking about death.
Yeah, we just peppered the show with a little bit of death this morning,
Yeah.
which is fine every now and then.
Bit of morbidity, it's fine. Now, Liam gave us a call. Liam's call will be seared into my brain forever because he told us the story about how he passed away but came back to life. Unbelievable stuff.
There was hairs on the back of my neck that was standing up. It was like a double hair stand-up session.
It's a lot because you've got big black dirty hairs coming out of the back of your neck.
Straighten them right out.
But first, newsreader Kerry told us the story about her grandma and how she got a little tiny visitor right before she passed over.
Jodes, yesterday you got a little bit morbid. We started talking about the things that potentially happen before you die.
There's the one theory that you see your entire life flashing before your eyes. There's one theory that says you see a bright white light and someone sort of beckoning for you.
Okay.
Come hither. Or a complete out-of-body experience. There's just a few options. But there's a hospice nurse called Julie McFadden to say, of all her experiences, she has had the majority of patients who she's held their hand before they've died as they enter their final days. A month before they're about to shuffle off their mortal coil, someone comes to visit.
Oh, wow.
Have a listen.
Most people will start talking or seeing dead relatives, dead loved ones, dead friends, dead pets before they die. And it's not like right before they die. It's usually about a month before they die, very alert and oriented, and clearly speaking and seeing someone who has already died.
Ooh, that's intense, isn't it?
And then we were talking about this after the show, and newsreader Kerry came into the studio and she said, "Oh my God, have I got a story for you. Tell everyone about your grandma."
It's my grandma. It happened. It actually happened. It wasn't in the days before. It was, as that hospice nurse said, probably 3 or 4 weeks before she passed.
Yeah.
She was in hospital waiting for a bed in aged care, which eventually came and she didn't need it for very long. But she was in,
Spoiler alert.
So she was in hospital, and so we would rotate through family members visiting her, and my mum would go and see her every afternoon to cut up her dinner.
Yeah.
She didn't need it cut up for her, but she liked it being cut up for her.
Yeah.
And on this particular day, Mum said to me, "Grandma had someone with her today."
What do you mean?
And I said, "Oh, okay, like another visitor." She said, "Well, no." And as soon as I walked in, Grandma said, "Oh, he's gone."
Oh, spooky.
And Mum said, "I don't know quite what you mean."
Yeah.
Grandma said, "There's someone holding my hand.
Yeah.
It's a child." Now, my grandmother had lost a child when he was 3. He passed away. And I don't know how you ever would get over the loss of a child.
No, at that age.
She went on to have 2 more children, my mum being one of them.
Yeah.
And they just were chatting, Mum and Grandma, and then a little bit later, Grandma said, "Oh, he's back. I can feel the warmth of him holding my hand again."
Yeah.
And so Mum just said, because it was specifically him, she was saying him. And so Mum said, "Is it Bevan?" And she said, "I don't know. I can't see a face, but I think so."
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
So
That
her
is
little
intense.
boy came to
Visit her
say, "It's
right
okay, Mum. It's okay." It was so comforting.
Yeah.
It really was so comforting for Grandma. She felt completely at ease with it.
Yeah.
And the whole family just went, okay.
That's the thing. I think that's the thing about death, though, right? If you know that there's like my Pop George is going to be waiting for me when I pass over, doesn't that make you feel so much better?
Yeah.
About leaving,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's giving me goosebumps. That story. 13 24 10. Let's do this. Have you been visited by a spirit?
Yes.
We're not talking Johnny Walker, but have you?
Which can be very evil.
All right, Liam from Flagstaff Hill. Good morning, Liam.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good, good. What happened?
So I'm 60 now, but in my early 40s, I had a heart attack and passed away.
Oh.
I was brought back to life in an operating theatre.
Whoa!
So it was the day before Christmas. I woke up, said to my wife, "I'm having a heart attack." She rang an ambulance. They said they'd be 15 minutes. She said they can't wait. So I got in the car and she drove me to the hospital, and I got out at Flinders got out, drove straight up the where the
Murphys.
ambulance goes.
Yeah.
I got out the car and passed out and fell over. They put me on a gurney and I died. They put me into the hospital. I came out of my body and sat on a shelf in the top of the emergency ward. And this gentleman or lady, I don't know whether it was a man or a woman in a white outfit, came and sat next to me. And I'm watching them work on me. And he said, "You can't come yet. You've got young kids. You've got 3 kids. You've got to go home." And I said, "I'm happy here." And then the next thing, I woke up the next day and I was in a ward, and a nurse walked in and said, "Hi, Liam," and I called her by her name. And she said, "How do you know my name?" And I said, "You were in the emergency ward working on me last night, and I could see your name badge."
Okay.
So, how long were you gone for?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, Liam, so can you describe that moment where they sort of gave you the option whether you could go towards the light? And you said you were happy to go. So at that point you were
It was never been happier. In fact, when I was in the car driving to the hospital, I was in so much pain. It was the worst pain I've ever had in my life. It felt like someone was poking me through the chest with a red-hot rod. And then when I physically died and I'm sitting on the shelf, I've never had a more happier experience in my life, and I was happy. And that person sat next to me and said, "It's not your time, you can't come." And I said, "I want to come." And they said, "You have to go back, your kids need you."
I can't.
And that was it. Then I woke up the next day. I was in a room. I can't remember the nurse's name, but she walked in and I called her by her name.
Yeah.
And she said, "How do you know that's my name?" And I said, "Because I heard them talking in the operating theatre yesterday."
That's unbelievable.
And all I remember is seeing my body on a bed, no clothes. There was blood everywhere. There was needles everywhere. There was nurses and doctors rushing around, calling certain things. And I'm saying, well, that was okay. That wasn't a bad life. I've never been happier.
Wow.
So would you describe it as euphoric, that feeling that you had in that moment?
It was like, going on a roller coaster ride and, adrenaline rush.
Wow. Liam, thank you so much for sharing that story. That
Goodness
is
me.
crazy.
Yep, and I'm still alive. I've now got, I've got 8 grandchildren that I wouldn't have had if I'd never. Yeah, so
Yeah.
happy and healthy now.
Oh, my God.
That's
Liam,
amazing.
so you're clearly happy with your choice to stay then?
Absolutely happy, but I don't know. All I know is that it's not bad on the other side of it.
Yeah, right. So you don't fear death now?
It doesn't concern me at all.
Wow.
I could quit radio now. That is the most incredible story I've ever heard in my life. Liam, thank you so much. That's unbelievable.
I quite regularly see deceased relatives that come and visit as well.
Do you?
Wow.
Yeah, they just pop into the bedroom, walk past down the hall, just look at me and smile.
Tell you what, Liam, might be time for you to do a podcast, I reckon. Because I'm on board.
We don't ever encourage people to do podcasts, but wowee.
Wow, that's amazing.
Far out.
Oh, wow. I've got the shivers. There you
Okay,
go.
Liam, thank you so much.
I'm just going to go take a cold shower.
Okay.
That is intense, isn't it?
Yeah, that is. I just can't even. Wowee.
Here's what you're waking up to, Adelaide.
In the news today.
Breaking news.
What's in the news today?
Your post-snooze news.
Newsreader Abby normally joins us for this, but she's still on the sick list this week. So a couple of nice stories around Police Commissioner Grant Stevens and his wife Emma have welcomed their second grandchild. Her name is Annabelle Charlie Tregloan, obviously, of course, in honour of her uncle, 18-year-old Charlie Stevens, who was killed in an alleged hit run at Goolwa in November last year. And 2 days earlier, the Stevens niece, Abby Price, and her partner welcomed a little boy. His name is Dusty Charles, so another nod to cheeky little Charlie. So
That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? This is not nice. So the boyfriend of tennis superstar Arena Sabalenka has suddenly died. So he was in Florida supporting her on the tour and apparently had a detached blood clot and dropped dead aged just 42.
Well, that's not good at all.
No,
No.
it's awful.
Definitely bad.
For that sound effect.
Wow.
Okay. So he was a former professional hockey player with the Belarus national team and played with the Pittsburgh Penguins in the NHL.
Oh, wow.
So 42 years old, proving just quickly how things can turn.
For hockey players.
Well, don't say it.
How old's Greg?
Why would you say that? He's 42.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. Is he 42?
Is he 42?
Wow.
Oh, my gosh, you don't know his age.
This is going to be a serious story.
Sounds like a one-off. Thank
Well,
goodness.
it does. Because
43. Greg's. How do you know
Greg's
that,
43.
producer Emily?
Really?
Yeah,
Well, how
he got
old am I?
past.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. Hang on.
When's his birthday?
It's 24/7, so what's that, January, February, March? April,
Oh, my God.
July.
There you go.
24th of July, he'll be 44. Okay.
44, right.
Cool.
So
I'm good
he's-
with that stuff.
Oh, thank goodness he's through it. Oh, it's a very scary moment there for a second.
Would you not?
Yeah, we're in the clear. That's fine. Joes, can we talk about your new favourite AFL team, and that's the Tasmania Devils?
Yes, please.
What about that?
Yeah.
What's the club song going to be like too, by the way?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me Google famous singers from Tasmania, and then we might be able to come up with something.
That's another very good question.
I don't think there
What's
are
the
any.
Afterlife produced in terms of solid records?
I don't think we've got our own Sia or Guy Sebastian down there.
Watch this space. Because the Giants club song,
Yeah.
whenever you got a new club song, you're like, well, how's this going to go? Giants is an absolute banger of a song.
Yeah, right.
So watch this space, but also membership's not going to be an issue. What about they've already signed up 100,000 foundation members?
Yeah, my brother lives in Launceston. He sent the figures to me already.
Yeah.
He was like, they said no one would come. I'm like, well,
Well,
the figures suggest otherwise, Aaron.
also, when the membership's $10, sure. So I just wonder. The only thing that I wonder is then when it goes off like that,
Yeah.
you get straight away 100,000 members. Do you reckon the guys there are like, damn it, we should have charged 15? Why did we
Just
charge
another
15?
$5.
Even if we got 70, even if we got 80,000 members at $15.
No, it'd be absolutely minted.
No, well, there you go.
Well, there you go. It's nice, isn't it? Stop being a Tasmanian Devils naysayer
Yeah,
over
just
there.
around the corner. Can't wait for that until they come to the competition in 2028.
Oh, that's all right.
It's quite a wait, though.
Well, it's only 4 years.
It's only 4 years.
Settle down.
An Olympics build-up.
Yeah.
It's going to be grand as well. Jack Rewell's still kicking around by then. You reckon?
Oh, I
Is he
don't
going to
know.
make a comeback?
I don't know, but shush. Famous Tasmanian singers.
Yeah, jeez.
Let's see what we got.
Not even Google's going to help you out there. 9 minutes past 6. Coming up next, Jodie's going to drop the first question of the 6:15 vending machine quiz. It will not be name a famous singer from Tasmania.
It's a guy called Wombat.
The Wombats or Wombat?
Just Wombat.
Just Wombat. Yeah, he didn't quite make it to the mainland, did he? He was big in them south parts. 6:15 vending machine quiz next. We've had a really nice, restful, peaceful night. I like to try and get 7 hours in, Jodes.
7 hours.
But that's so unrealistic sometimes.
Well, for us, that's 9 till 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's not too bad.
Yeah. It's just if you toss and turn, if you've got a 5-month-old at home as well,
Yeah.
he's going to keep you up because he's on sort of 45-minute blocks.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work.
When is this whinge going to end, do you reckon?
It's my personal whinge.
Yeah.
And I don't even really have to do anything. My poor wife is such a zombie at the moment.
I bet she
She's
is.
pushing through it.
Oh, no.
What about this? Your sleep position is very, very important as well.
Yep.
People who sleep on their stomachs are more prone to various health issues. And one of the biggest complaints among people who sleep on the front is lower back pain.
Oh, yeah.
Stomach sleeping can also make it more difficult to breathe.
Yep.
Additionally, sleeping on your stomach can put stress on your heart.
Yep.
And it can cause migraines, pinched nerves, and other neurological issues as a result of sleeping with a twisted neck. And maybe more importantly, it can even lead to more facial wrinkles.
Oh, no. All those other things I glossed over and went, oh, that's fine.
Then
But
other
the
positions-
facial wrinkles.
Because of the way the position faces your head on the pillow.
Yeah, right.
How do you sleep at night?
I'm on my tummy.
Oh, that's exactly what I thought, old wrinkle face McGee. Well, you look like you've got the face of a 25-year-old, but you sleep on your stomach.
Yes, I do.
How do you even do that?
I don't know. That's the only way I can get comfortable. And I remember going to the physio once to complain about lower back issues. He's like, you sleep on your stomach, don't you? I was like, yes. He goes, please stop doing that
He was
immediately.
like, grow up,
Yeah.
for goodness sake.
Like, you're not a 6-month-old baby, okay?
That's why you're tossing and turning. Sorry, no more milk from the bottle for you anymore, Jodie.
And give up that dummy, thanks.
For goodness sake,
You're in your
graduate to
40s.
side sleeping. You're in your 40s, for goodness sake. Producer Emily, how do you sleep? What's your go-to position?
At the moment, it's I am sleeping on my side, but for a long time, I fall asleep easily on my back. But I have to have a caveat for that because I have to have the quilt tucked up under one hip and then on the other side I have a pillow tucked up underneath one of my legs. So I'm not flat on my back like a vampire.
You're a lot.
I am a lot.
You're a lot to deal with.
I know.
You can picture Em as well, can't you? Just sleeping on her back in her coffin. And what comes with that is just the most epic snoring of all time. It's the block.
Oh my God.
It'd be a delight to sleep.
That actually sounds like Michael, so that's interesting.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. You need to make some changes. Thanks, Joe.
All right, yeah.
Just do what I do.
What?
Sleep standing up.
There it is.
Hey, speaking of, say g'day, have a latte, stay for a Nat Cafe. Should we open it up next?
Why not, horse?
13, 24, 10. You just call me horse. The first time ever.
I had no choice.
What the fork?
What the fork?
What the fork is happening?
Feel free to text us your What the Fork on 0400 919 919 or breakfast at nova919.com.au. These are the little things in life that you look at and you go, what the fork is that about?
Yeah.
And we do want you to get involved because basically it was born out of the fact that no forks in any workplace kitchen ever. Where do they go? It's up there with your socks.
Yeah, we worked out in this particular workplace, they go to Abby's house.
Yep.
So Abby is resting and recovering. She's sick at the moment, but we can only imagine she's just lying there in a giant, bed of forks.
That's what she's doing. Yes, so please get involved in 13 24 10 as well, your Marketplace horror stories, because you know someone who's been very active on Marketplace.
Yeah, let's not expose her, but let's call her Cara. Or Kay. Again, maybe too obvious. Let's call her Mrs. Hayes.
Okay.
So Mrs. Hayes is very, very active on Facebook Marketplace. And more so, she's not trying to aggressively make money. It's just, if there's something lying around, I'm like, chuck it out.
Yeah.
Versus Cara's like, well, just put it on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. Or, you could donate. Like at the moment, we've got a single bed frame and you can't donate those. They're not allowed to take them. Yeah. So reluctantly, we put it on Facebook Marketplace.
Which is the same thing. Give stuff away for free.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Oh, can you give it away for free?
I think you can, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's our mistake. We charged $50.
Of course you did.
Which we thought was pretty cheap for an entire bed.
$1, right, yeah.
Anyway.
And sometimes it works the other way. I mean, people try to turn up to our house and pick up some stuff and they see things that they can never forget, like what happened a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
This poor old lady was picking up some dog clothes.
Thanks, Cara, for the dog clothes. Thank you for the dog clothes. Sorry. Sorry. That'll teach you to leave your front door open. That's what I said. That'll teach you to leave the front door open.
Yeah, thanks for the door camera that captured that incredibly awkward exchange where this beautiful old lady saw me completely naked.
Oh, it's completely and utterly
I'm not
naked.
at my best either, by the
You
way.
need to, you're not in good nick, is
I
that
wasn't
what
in good nick.
Don't fish for compliments.
No,
I'm
I
not going to
wasn't.
tell you that you
Everything
look good.
was against me that day. I'll give you the hot tip.
Was it
It
right?
was freezing. Freezing summer day. So recently, Cara has exchanged goods with a lady. I'm not sure where she was exactly from, but inside it was a bunch of clothes that Cara had given away.
Okay.
It's probably worth around about $350.
Yeah.
And she charged this lady about $40. She said, heads up, one of the items of clothing has a bit of a stain on it.
Okay.
But just so you know, that's what's coming.
Yeah.
But 3 of the other items still had tags on it, completely new.
Wow.
So basically, in exchange, the lady gave the money and took the clothes home and then left a review along the lines of, all of the clothes is stained. This is not what I was hoping for. 1 star.
Wow.
Which didn't bother Cara in terms of the star. It's more so the fact that it's a genuine lie.
But didn't she contact her and she was like, well, I'm happy to come around and give you a refund?
So here you go. Well, obviously, given that you don't want a refund now, no response, to which she said, oh, no, I didn't leave your review. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening here?
It's on the internet. Your
It's on
review
the internet.
is, wow.
So what we'd sort of probably worked out is this particular lady is one of those people who probably goes to a restaurant and has a really nice meal, but then still complains about it to see if they can get it for free.
Yeah, to leave an aggressive review that's like, oh, worst restaurant I've ever been to and I need my money back.
So then I go, well, is this a normal thing on Facebook Marketplace?
I don't know.
Do these horror stories exist?
Yeah, I think they do, absolutely. You hear them all the time. Let's go to Kate. What happened on Marketplace, Kate?
Hello. Yeah, similar to your story, I was selling a whole heap of Bonds onesies.
Oh, yeah.
There's this really big mums group that do that sort of thing in Adelaide. But yeah, I was selling them really cheap. I think it was $20 for over 10 onesies. Some were brand new, and I did give the woman a heads up that a few of them had like stones, and she said that was fine.
Oh, they're
I did
babies.
promise them, yeah.
They make
I
a
did
mess.
promise them to another woman, but this woman was like aggressively messaging me saying that I can be there in like 5 minutes. I'll come. Oh, I want them first. Like, there's a particular one that I really want.
It's a onesie war.
Yeah, so she basically, I felt quite bad, and I was like, okay, I'll just sell them to her.
Yeah.
And pretty much, yeah, she came and she sort of said, oh, what did you say to the other woman? And I was like, just really, really odd. And then basically, I don't know, half an hour later, she must have got home, and she sent me a message saying, oh, there was more than one that had like a stain in it. I want my money back. And I said, yeah, sure, that's fine.
Yeah.
But then sort of a family event, like incident happened, so I didn't respond to her like within, I think it might have been like 12 hours or something. I'm a teacher, and she must have seen that I was a teacher, and she said that she was as well. And she said, being a teacher, I thought you would have better morals. Like,
oh my God.
It was so weird. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, block.
Yeah. I think you dealt with that appropriately, Kate, because I might have flung back a little aggressive message.
I tried to do it best I could, but it was just so weird.
It just makes you want to leave stuff out the front and not have any interaction with these
I
people.
do now, yeah, most of the time, yeah.
God, yeah.
Onesie
And make sure
wars,
your
right?
husband's not getting naked when they come round to get the things.
Yeah. Also, selling onesies and all sorts of. I've got some old undies. Who wants to buy some of my old undies? No one? Very not surprising.
That's cute that you'd like to tell everyone that you actually wear undies.
Jelly on the belly, flying through the valley, singing Nelly with the jelly.
Please welcome to the show, Josh Rochelle.
Yes, there he is. Josh Rochelle, welcome.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
Morning. Bad news for you is you're on board all season with us.
Not bad news at all. Very looking forward to it.
Okay. Nice. Okay, what we have to do with you first and foremost is do a little getting to know you segment that we like to do with our players. Did one with Dan Houston the other day. His answers were very good. No pressure on you. Are you good to go?
Yep.
Yeah. A bit of a quick fire. 60 seconds. Let's go straight into the core and the heart and soul of Josh Rochelle.
That's it.
Alrighty, because I don't know if you know this, Josh, but Jodie's actually an award-winning journalist.
I'm not an award.
So she'll get some honesty out of you. Don't worry about that.
I'm a journalist, barely, and I've never won a single award. So there we go.
All right, here we go. Straight to it.
All right. Josh Rochelle, filthiest roommate out of Jake Saligo and Luke Nankervis.
Definitely Luke Nankervis.
All right.
Okay.
Who loves a shirtless selfie the most at the club?
I'm going to go Luke Pedler.
Okay. Explain the Mbappe celebration.
Mbappe celebration, saw it in a soccer game and thought I'd just whip it out.
Yeah, right. Are we going to see more?
Excuse me very much. I've never seen Mbappe do that.
No. On that note, girlfriend or single and ready to mingle?
I have a girlfriend.
Okay. Describe your dress sense.
Dress sense. Love wearing Nike, love wearing baggy clothes, and love the colour black.
Favourite team outside the Crows?
Carlton.
Okay. Favourite pump-up song before a game?
Oh, I'd have to go my goal song, Rocky.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Boxers or briefs?
Boxes.
Boxers. Okay. Final question. Were you guys at Dreamworld, SeaWorld or Wet n Wild for the first 3 quarters against the Gold Coast?
Definitely Wet n Wild because it's wet.
Oh, well done.
Oh, very nice.
Well done.
Mate, so good to have you on board. Just on that as well, I mean, a game like that, do you felt like if there was an extra 2 minutes against Gold Coast, you could have pulled it off? In particular, your form in the last quarter was outstanding.
Yeah, it was definitely a hard one, especially when we got a couple of goals. I kicked that one on the third quarter siren, and it did give us a little bit of momentum, which was weird because the first half we just could not lock it in inside 50, and we felt like every time we were going inside 50, it'd just rebound straight back. So the positive note is we played pretty poorly for 3 quarters and only lose by a goal, but definitely lots to improve on.
I mean, did they play well, or you guys just weren't, I don't know, ready to go?
Early on, I think in the wet, their skills were a lot better than us. They executed the fundamentals so much better, and I think they adapted to the conditions definitely better than us.
All right, I'll say it as well because I don't want to put Josh in a hard spot, but Textless Crows, that's tough, isn't it? Is he in?
It's a hard one. He trained yesterday, really good, so I think it'll just be in his hands now if he feels like he's ready to play.
Come on, Tex.
Okay.
And can you beat the Cats?
I hope so. We've been looking back on when we played the Cats round one, I think 2021, year before me. So we weren't favourites to win it all, and we come out with a great win. So hopefully we can replicate that.
Can I ask you, Josh, what do you think about a man or a sports reporter who's involved heavily in the advertiser footy tipping competition and backed the Crows, and then when he found out Tex wasn't playing, flipped it on its head and went the Gold Coast? Thoughts on that sort of level of corruption?
Oh, it's pretty corrupt. You can tell he's pretty biased, Tex. But
Well, I'll tell you what, unfortunately for the naysayers, I was absolutely correct.
I tell you what would have been nice not having Tex. Apparently he's a massive pest around the club, so it would have been nice just to have a bit of respite for a couple of days.
it was great. He wasn't in the gym at all week, so we typically train in the gym just with the forwards, and for the first time ever, it was so quiet and relaxing just
And
to get the job
peaceful.
done. So peaceful.
Why is he so immature?
I don't know. I think because now he's got kids, he's got to be a bit mature back home. So when he comes into the club, it's his playground to muck around. So
Yeah.
I love that. Most guys mature when they get kids.
Yeah,
He's got some toddlers now,
Complete opposite.
and he's ripping those vibes.
Yeah, most guys like grow up. They have to be parents now. Not Tex. He's gone the other way.
Definitely
good.
not Tex.
Hey, Josh, appreciate your time, mate. We can do this every fortnight, so we love having you on board.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. See you next time.
I look forward to some of the celebrations during the year after that. Goodness me.
Yeah, I'm tuning in now. So
If
is
you
my
weren't a
wife.
Crows fan before. Well, Hazy, we're down to the pointy end of maths now. Eden Harper and Jaden, they are the couple that absolutely everybody is talking about.
Oh, are they going to have a happy ending? That's the big question.
Andrew Hayes, please put your hands together for Eden Harper. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes. Good morning, Eden.
Hi, guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Joining us from the sunny Gold Coast, where we were just saying anything goes, doesn't it, Eden?
Yeah, you can get away with a lot up here. People don't wear very much clothes, and it's hot and sunny all year round.
Yeah.
Probably get away with things you mightn't get away with, like down here in Adelaide, like just wearing your bikini to the supermarket, etc.
I don't wear shoes anywhere. I'm barefoot all the time. I'm like, who have I become?
Eden, I get severely judged down here for sometimes just sort of
Oh,
if
for
there's
everything
any sort of
you
sun
wear.
above 21 degrees, just trying to get the shirt out just to soak up some of that beautiful vitamin D. But it sounds like Gold Coast might be the place to go.
Maybe that's where you should be, man.
Exactly. I think if I went to like Foodland in Adelaide barefoot, I would get some serious looks from around the place. But most people down here aren't wearing shoes.
Imagine if you went to Frueville,
Yeah.
Foodland, in a bikini. You get locked up, I reckon.
Yeah, you would. You would. I'd get reported.
Eden, how's everything going? We saw you had home visits. You missed the plane. Oh, drama. But it's going okay with Jaden?
Look, this week on the experiment was hard work for us. We were bickering pretty well non-stop, but it was definitely difficult, and I did miss the plane. I made some very poor time management decisions that morning. I wasn't running away because of anything that had happened. He knew exactly where I was. I went into the city. It was over the pettiest things. I went into the city just to run into a few shops and get my nails done.
Yes.
And then I got caught in the most epic traffic coming home. I guess I'm used to Adelaide where there's no traffic. So, it was about 9 a.m. where I was getting the Uber home, or 9:30 or something. And that's like prime Sydney traffic. And it took me so long to get back to the apartment that I missed the flight. So I said to Jade, just go without me. I don't want to make everyone book a new flight.
Yeah.
And I'll just book my own. And I got one again 2 hours later. But I was keeping him up to date the whole time. So I don't know what he was talking about.
Hey, Eden, let's talk about the home visits. And in particular, let's not beat around the bush. Your dad, Phil, he's a high profile in this town. And what he has a reputation for is being a very, very lovely bloke. And how did it go with your significant other now?
Look, Dad and Jaden really, really got along. Like, as you guys know, Dad works in sport. So I think if anyone can talk to him about sport, you're in his good books.
Yeah.
So what they obviously don't play because it would probably be terrible television, but Dad is asking him a million questions like, when you go to training, what do you actually do as a kickboxer? Like, how often do you do abs? How often do you train this? How often do you lift weights? Like, they really, really hit it off and had a really good time. And Dad's now met Mitch a few times as well by this point in the show. So they got along too, but it was the first time the parents were all meeting and they all got along amazingly. And Dad and Michael had a few beers together and it was actually really successful. So it was, it looked a little bit different on the TV last night though.
And Eden, has the experience been what you thought? Has it been different? Did you go into this with eyes wide open, knowing what can happen in these situations?
Look, I watched the last season of MAFS. That's the first season I've ever watched. I've obviously heard a bunch of stories about the show. And I think after watching last season, I thought, oh, I know what's going on here. I can handle this. Like, I know what I'm doing. But it's hard work, and it just takes turns that you don't expect. And I think the thing that I found the hardest is I'm someone who likes to really be organised and have my stuff together and know what I'm doing and where I'm going. And everything's kind of sprung on you at the last minute. So it's like the night before, and I don't know what time I have to be up in the morning, what time I need to be ready, what time, like what I'm doing, where I'm going, like, nothing. So I really struggled with that. It made me panic all the time. I'm like, what do I wear? Where am I going? Like, what time do I, what puts my alarm? You know what I mean?
Have I got time to get my nails done? No, you don't, Eden. You absolutely don't. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us. We do hope this pans out for the two of you. It's been a bit of a dream so far, a couple of hiccups this week, but I don't know. Who knows where this show is going to take you? But yeah, thanks so much for having a chat.
Yeah, definitely keep watching. There's a lot more to come.
Ooh.
Okay. Spicy.
We're going back in time. Hazy's on this daisy. In time.
Welcome to Wednesday. Turn around. Whoa, what's that? Real sharp prick, isn't it? It's a hot injection of knowledge. Kickstart your working week.
Oh, that kind of felt sharp but nice.
Okay.
Don't hate it.
Because you feel like you're smarter now, don't you?
Sure do.
20th of March, let's go back to 1975. Alex Mitchell, who was a 50-year-old English bricklayer, literally died laughing while watching an episode of The Goodies.
That is amazing and so immature.
That's how you want to get out.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely how you want to exit.
Oh, it's like that expression, you'll die laughing. Yeah, he did.
2014, Sia releases her single Chandelier with a music video featuring Maddie Ziegler.
Yes.
And didn't she just absolutely take the world by storm?
A little Australian dancer, that one.
Yeah. Our very own Sia, and classic Sia. It is all about her, but she tries to make it not about her because she doesn't. It's almost like she doesn't like the attention. But Sia, when you're as amazing as you are, you can't avoid it.
Just be you, boo.
Just be you, because gosh, she's awesome. 2015, Netflix launched in Australia, and then they combined Netflix with chilling, and then all of a sudden, a lot of entertainment.
It took me so long to work out what that expression was, Netflix and chill.
You're kidding, aren't you?
No, it took me ages.
Oh, my God. Coincidentally, this segues beautifully. Number one song on February 29th in 2006 was Promiscuous by Nelly Furtado.
How you doing, young lady? The feeling that you're giving really drives me crazy. You don't have a player like the trope.